Do you think your grandmother's kitchen was completely outdated? Well, think again. Because some of the biggest kitchen design trends of 2025 are actually borrowing from the past and in ways you'd never expect. My name's Carrie. I'm a self-taught interior designer as well as founder of the blog Penny Modern, which has been bringing you affordable modern home decor since 2019. Today, we're talking about 5 kitchen design trends from the past that are making a big comeback in 2025. And make sure you stick around to the end because trend number 5 is actually one that I personally cannot stand, and I really feel it does give grandma vibes, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'm thinking that the comment section is gonna go wild on that one. So stick around for that. Let's kick things off with something from the groovy 1970s. And this is something that you might have thought was gone for good. And that is avocado green, burnt orange, and harvest gold. Yep, 1970s earth tone colors are definitely back in a big way. And it's not completely kitschy. It can be done very well, but you do need to be careful about it. Colors like especially avocado green dominated the 1970s. I grew up in a home with an avocado green stove as well as fridge. And the first condo I ever bought out here in California in 2014 also had an avocado green stove and hood vent cover. Now, those appliances were definitely built to last. Those appliances back in that day would last 20, 30 years, not like the appliances of today. But the color, not so much. But in a lot of ways, green is back in a big way, and so are some of those terracotta colors, as well as colors like harvest gold, and those earth tone color palettes are definitely all the rage, not just in kitchens, but all over the home this year. A lot of people, maybe new homeowners or people updating their homes, had some of these 70s colors in their kitchens and they just ripped everything out because in the 90s and the early 2000s, colors like that green, the orange, and the yellow were considered dated and drab, and they wanted to get rid of it. But now designers are turning back to these really cool colors in a big way. We're definitely seeing kind of a matte olive green in terms of kitchen cabinet colors. We're also seeing things like a terracotta or orangey red in terms of things like tile or backsplash or floor tile. And according to the 2025 Kitchen Trend Report from the National Kitchen and Bath Association, the revival of 1970s earthy color palettes gives us a unique opportunity to combine some of those earth tones with more vibrant colors like a blue or a green. If you want to incorporate some of these 1970s earth colors or those groovy 70s colors into your home, you can definitely start small. You can get smaller objects like kitchen accessories in these earth tones, like a kitchen canister that's in an olive green, or maybe some dishware that is more of an amber tone. You also could use your kitchen towels to echo some of these colors or hang some artwork that has some colorful elements from the 1970s. And maybe those are baby steps before you make the plunge in terms of painting your kitchen cabinets a bright color. You can give a modernized update by combining those earth tones with things like natural wood tones in your flooring or your cabinetry. You could pair the color with really updated and modern hardware, so in a brushed brass or more modern shapes in terms of your hardware, so you can give it a modern twist but bring back those 70s colors. I'd love to know what you think. If you are someone that's going to be buying a home and it came with an avocado fridge or avocado green stove, would you keep it in or would you be ripping that sucker out? What do you think about these 1970s colors? Let me know down in the comments below if you love them or you hate them. And if you thought your mom's avocado green stove wouldn't be back in style anytime soon, this next trend is definitely going to surprise you. It is from the 1950s and even as far back as the Renaissance. This trend is one that was seen in the past in anything from a medieval castle, a French chateau, all the way to a 1950s classic kitchen. And that is checkerboard tile. Let's face it, it never really left us. Checkerboard is definitely having a big comeback in 2025. Checkerboard tile patterns definitely gained a lot of popularity in Europe, especially in the Renaissance era. It then saw a resurgence in the Art Deco era as well as in the 1950s. Then a more minimalist look took over and the checkerboard pattern was just seen as way too busy, so a lot of people stopped using it. Today, designers are embracing checkerboard patterns again, but they're doing it in fresh new ways. People are using a variety of colors such as terracotta as well as beige to do these checkerboard patterns. People are even using an oversized tile to have a very bold look to their flooring. And I would say checkerboard patterns are becoming popular not only in tile, but also in a variety of other ways, including rugs. You can get textiles or drapes or towels with the checkerboard pattern, and you can use this in a lot of different ways throughout the home. A homeowner I worked with was actually really scared to use something bold like a checkerboard tile in her house. That was until she saw a rendering or a picture on Pinterest that showed a very muted checkerboard pattern paired with minimalist cabinetry. That is something that can very well help give a more modern, updated look by combining that classic checkerboard pattern with more modern cabinetry. If you want to try out checkerboard patterns, here's a couple ways to try it out. Maybe you don't use a classic black and white. Maybe you use something like a navy and cream or a blush and taupe color. And you can use this not only in flooring, but also if you're feeling bold, you could put it on your backsplash. For those of you on a budget, I have seen some checkerboard pattern peel and stick tiles that are really cute, and they're a marble look, a black and white, but they're peel and stick. So you can pretty much use them anywhere on any budget. And if you're watching this because you're thinking about doing your own kitchen makeover or maybe a complete kitchen renovation, I've got a great free gift for you. It's my kitchen budget worksheet. And this pretty much has every single line item of something that you might need to spend money on in your kitchen project. And I'm gonna give this to you for free. It's gonna help you plan your project, figure out how much it's gonna cost you. It might even save you money. So download your copy, it's free today at pennymodern.com/kitchen. And that link is down in the description. This next one is a kitchen feature that your great grandmother or your great great grandmother probably had in her kitchen. And now it has become one of the most requested kitchen features in luxury kitchen design. And that is the scullery or the butler's pantry, or some people are also calling these a dirty kitchen. These are smaller kitchens that are hidden away and tucked away off of your main kitchen. And they're the kitchens that are actually where you do your work, you get messy and they get dirty and you actually do all your prep work. Whereas your main kitchen is where you do your entertaining and you're hosting your guests and you're talking to people. That is one of the big trends that's come back in a huge way over the past couple of years. In the Victorian era, like the early 20th century, these sculleries were kitchens where people did a lot of the washing and the prep. And also in these Victorian era homes, they also had butler's pantries, and those were used for staging meals as well as storing the fine china. But then modern homes started getting smaller and smaller, and then appliances became more modern and took a lot of the hard work away, like dishwashers and modern stoves. So these butler's pantries and sculleries started disappearing from homes. But now in 2025, with our open floor plans, we love to have a beautiful kitchen connected to the main living area where we do entertaining, the kids do their homework, and we're having visitors and hosting them. And so now we need a smaller kitchen that's hidden away to hide the mess and do all the prep And that is why these sculleries and butler's pantries are coming back in a big way. Now, installing a butler's pantry or a scullery in your own home may be very challenging. What some people are doing, they're actually turning some of their dining rooms, if you have a separate dining room area, they're turning their eating kitchen into the main dining space, and then they're going to be changing that dining room into a butler's pantry, a huge pantry, and some kind of a scullery. The other thing you could do, if you do have a walk-in pantry already, you could install a sink or maybe a microwave and put your appliances back there as well to hide some of that mess from the rest of your main kitchen. I am seeing some amazing butler's pantries and these scullery kitchens in terms of people are adding hidden doors and cabinet doors that open into a secret room that they have all their pantry as well as all their small appliances. There are some very creative ways that you're seeing in these luxury homes to add these secret rooms. If you would love to have a butler's pantry or a scullery in your kitchen, hit that like button to let me know that you want that too. This next one is something that you love it or you hate it, but this trend is coming back in a big way, but with a modern twist. And that is glass front cabinets or glass doors on your cabinet. So glass front doors on your cabinets became super popular in the 80s, 90s, even the early 2000s. But these started to fall out of favor when we got into these very minimalist kitchens and moved away from that farmhouse style or more kind of country style. A lot of people have a lot of different items that you're on display, right? Your stuff is on display when you have these glass doors on your cabinetry. And so a lot of people just wanted to hide all their mess, hide all their junk. So they wanted to have a solid door on their cabinets. But now the trends for kitchens are less about perfection and minimalism and definitely more about adding personality and personal touches. And glass front cabinets can definitely make your kitchen appear much more spacious, and they are a great alternative instead of doing open shelving because they are going to protect your stuff a lot more from dust. It can also showcase your personality because you can put different art or heirloom items or beautiful pictures behind those cabinet doors to add some personality and uniqueness to your kitchen. And one of the twists that's making these cabinets look much more modern is to use a reeded glass, which is like a textured glass. I've also seen some that have a mesh insert in there that also looks very modern. Here are some ways to incorporate glass front cabinet doors into your space. I definitely would not use glass on every cabinet. And I also would avoid personally using glass fronts near your or above your range because they might get a lot of grease on them and appear dirty or greasy. Putting those glass fronts can help extend the cabinetry to the ceiling, but also give your space a more airy, open look. And you also can choose that textured or reeded glass in order to hide some of your mess behind it, but still have the glass appearance, which is going to be different than your other cabinetry. It adds visual interest and a lot of depth to your space. You also can style your glass cabinets very intentionally and have beautiful things behind there, whether it's your matching dishware or maybe it's some heirloom vases. Now we are at trend number 5, which I told you I secretly cannot stand. But first, if you want to learn how to decorate your home like a pro, but on a budget you can afford, hit subscribe because that's what we're all about here at Penny Modern. Now here's that trend that I'm definitely not excited about, and it definitely reminds me of my grandma because she did have this in her kitchen, I think the whole time growing up, and that is skirting and ruffles. Ruffles are definitely coming back in a big way all over the home, from pillows to curtains and now even in kitchens. People are using those skirts or skirting underneath their sink to hide some of their mess. And that is something that my grandma definitely did in her kitchen. And I can't help think anything but grandma whenever I see it. Having skirting below your sink was definitely a huge trend in the farmhouse area, the real farmhouse time, which was from the 1940s to the 1960s. People had these huge sinks, these big ceramic, crazy sinks that then or porcelain sinks, and then they would have the skirt underneath to hide the mess below it. Skirting below your sink definitely went away starting in the 1970s and beyond because we wanted to have more modern cabinetry, and we got smaller sinks instead of those huge porcelain pieces. We have these modern sinks that are built into our cabinetry now, so we just have cabinets underneath. But according to Country Living, and I'm also seeing it in a variety of places like Instagram, this sink skirting is definitely coming back in a big way. And we're also even starting to see it on islands as well. If you do want to try it, maybe you have one of those old school kind of farmhouse sinks that you would like to try this, my recommendation would be to use a solid color on that fabric or maybe a very subtle pattern. If you are going to put it below your sink, I would definitely try to do some kind of performance fabric or something that is easily washable because it is going to get stuff on it. Personally, for me, I cannot stand skirting or ruffles, and I won't be having any part of it whatsoever. I guess I can understand some people might think it's soft and cozy. You can add some earth tones, or maybe it's nostalgic and it helps them remember their grandma's house. But I would personally rather bring in warmth into my kitchen through adding wood tones or some soft goods, some linen curtains, or a really cool window shade, and just using other ways to add some softness and romance to the kitchen. But now I want to know what you think, and I want to see what you guys put in the comment section. What do you think about skirting below your kitchen sink and ruffles in terms of your kitchen curtains? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Let's debate down in the comments below if we think this is a good trend for 2025 or if we need it to go away. And if you are planning your kitchen renovation, make sure you watch this next video, which is the latest and greatest kitchen trends that's gonna help you design a beautiful space. And don't forget to download your free kitchen budget worksheet at pennymodern.com/kitchen. And I'll see you in the next video.